everyone. It's our Wednesday course spotlight. I'm Kathy Lawson, Chief Knowledge Officer of the Great Discovery. I love these sessions because this is our opportunity to learn, and no shortage of learning that's going to happen tonight. We're all excited about this. So Dr. Ann Hester's been here before. She's been here a couple of times, but I'm going to go ahead and introduce her again just because you may have forgotten, or maybe you haven't heard the introduction, and she's got an amazing background. So Dr. Ann Hester is a visionary physician and unstoppable. Is there, I'm sorry.
Pulling it by now.
No, I don't know. Let me see if I've got it.
James, you should go on mute. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. All right, I'll start again. Dr. Ann Hester is a visionary physician, an unstoppable force in empowering people to take control of their health naturally. As a board-certified internal medicine physician, transformational health coach, and international speaker, Dr. Hester's mission goes beyond medicine. She's here to help you thrive, not just survive. Featured in publications like Time and Newsweek and appearing on CNN, Dr. Hester's insights and strategies have impacted lives worldwide. With 3 decades of experience, she's an author of celebrated health books and articles that make wellness accessible, exciting, and achievable for everyone. So tonight, Dr. Hester is going to talk about her course called Quickly Turn Your Kitchen into an Oasis of Vitality. So it's all yours, Dr. Hester.
Thank you so much, Kathy, and thank you all for sticking around. I know it's late. So again, the course is called Quickly Turn Your Kitchen into an Oasis of Vitality. And it's important for people to realize that if you put in quality food, you're going to have a higher quality health. So this course, there are several different parts. First of all, I talk about how to build a healthy shopping list. So this is more than just sitting down saying, I need this, 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 and this. So it starts even before you develop the list. You need to realize before you go to the store, don't go to the store when you're hungry because you're going to get a lot of junk food. So I just go through some things to think through, from eating beforehand to the ways you can save money, whether you sign up for your store program, whatever the case may be, just things like that. But more importantly, we talk about what needs to go in your cart and what we eat. Poor diet is one of the leading causes of death in the world. And we are so accustomed to this tastes good on the palate, this is what we want to do, that we don't really think of all the things that go into it. But people are getting rich off of our palates. There are food scientists who know just the right combination of sugar, salt, and fat, and they put it together in such a way that we call them hyper palatable foods. They taste so good, you just don't want to stop. And when you eat them, they go to a part of the brain that is a pleasure center, the same center that's stimulated with opiates and sex and nice music and so forth. So they're very smart in how they develop these items for us. And when you don't really know what's going on, it's very easy to succumb to this. And the bottom line is, I have seen so many people suffer and die unnecessarily. We now know that 4 out of 5 visits to the doctor are due to lifestyle-related conditions, and poor diet is toward the top of things that we do. I am an internist by training, but I'm also board certified in lifestyle medicine. Lifestyle medicine is a relatively new field. The American Medical Association recommended in 2017 through a resolution that doctors learn and apply the concepts of lifestyle medicine because there's so much data that shows we can prevent, treat, and reverse a lot of diseases naturally. Traditional medicine, when I was in medical school, it's like, this is the disease, this is the pill, this is the surgery. We don't need to do that anymore. We don't have to stay in this healthcare system that is circling the drain. We now know how to move to a well-care system. To date, 8 years later, fewer than 1% of US doctors have a board certification in lifestyle medicine, and I am among those. And what I really love about it is you don't have to spend a lot of money, a lot of time, or anything to make that shift from this is the trajectory, and I'm probably going to end up with a lot of diseases and die 10 years too early. So this is what I can do, not just for me, but for my husband, for my wife, for my children, help them understand what things that they should be doing. So then I go on to simple swaps. So let me give you an example. Organic Greek yogurt, particularly the vanilla organic Greek yogurt, you can use that in place of butter when you're cooking. So instead of getting the saturated fat and all of the bad stuff you really don't want in butter, you can bake your cookies at the very least half and half, but you could also just use the vanilla Greek yogurt. I have 2 teenagers and I cook with Greek yogurt all the time. It's healthier, it's good for you. And let's go back to butter for a moment. So a lot of people have heard that you can't put trans fats in food anymore. You're not going to see the trans fats they used to put in by law. Some foods contain trans fat naturally, and butter is one of those things. And so even though you're reading the labels and you're trying to be very healthy, butter naturally has trans fat. So that's one thing you can quickly do to decrease the trans fat, which can cause heart attacks. In your diet is when you bake, use half and half. Or sometimes I just bake completely with the vanilla Greek yogurt. But I go through a lot of swaps, healthy swaps, things that you can do differently. So you can still have very good food, but you can prepare your dishes in a way that is just so much healthier for you. Then I go to food label literacy. That's a huge one. So let me say this. Be very careful as far as when you're reading the labels. I'm sure a lot of people are old enough to realize that over time, bags have gotten smaller and smaller and smaller. There's a lot more air in the bags. And sometimes you think, this small serving is 1 serving, the small bag, but it may be 2 or 3 servings. So by the time you finish it, instead of that 220 calories, you've had 660 calories. So it's very important to understand food labels, not just the caloric content, the sodium, the fiber. We are notoriously low on fiber, which increases our risk of colon cancer and other things. High cholesterol is impacted by fiber. And then the different nutrients. All of those things are important, but when you get to the ingredients list, that's huge. If you cannot pronounce it, you need to put it back. So we need to get in the habit of reading the ingredients list because that holds the key to the health or the toxicity. For instance, when I was in medical school, people who had cirrhosis, they basically were alcoholics, or they were alcoholics at some point, or some of them may have chronic hepatitis. And then 20 years ago, I was noticing all these people have cirrhosis, fatty liver. And then we have come to find out that high fructose corn syrup, which you're going to find, if you go to your kitchen now, 9 times out of 10, or let me say 99 times out of 100, you're going to find something with high fructose corn syrup, whether it's your ginger ale, your ketchup, something in your kitchen likely has high fructose corn syrup. And there's a strong association with high fructose corn syrup, obesity, and also high fructose corn syrup is associated with fatty liver disease. Fatty liver disease can give you cirrhosis. Even if you never had a drop of alcohol in your life and you're eating a lot of foods with high fructose corn syrup, you could end up with cirrhosis and liver cancer. So that's an example of the sorts of things you need to look for in food labels. So from there, we go to some of the best and worst cooking methods. We all know that fried cooking isn't really good for you, but why? You can spend all of your time creating, crafting just the perfect dish, and you fry it, and it starts with a lot of nutrients, but by the time you're finished, the nutrients are depleted, and you have created chemicals in the food by virtue of frying. And some of these chemicals, such as we call them AGEs, that's only one, advanced glycation end products, can increase your risk of dementia, diabetes, heart disease, and other things. And so the frying alone increases the production of these AGEs. Now, AGEs can be found in foods, like meats with a high amount of fat, but you put that in a frying pan and you fry it, the natural AGEs are going to go up. And again, we're talking life-threatening, life-shortening conditions simply by way of your food techniques. So I go into that in more detail, the healthy and the unhealthy ways to prepare foods. And then finally, I'll wrap up with smart storage. So a lot of people have heard of plastics and microplastics, and we live in a society that it's easy to put everything in plastic, but they have found microplastics in brain tissue. A lot of these things that we store our food in, plastics and certain other containers, these chemicals and these things can leach into the food. They get into our bodies, into our bloodstream, into our brains, and so forth. And they can cause some huge issues. A lot of people aren't aware that there are some natural food containers. And I'm not just talking about glass, but there are various things that we can do, various ways we can store our food that will decrease the toxicity, the things that get into the foods that can make us sick over time. So again, the course is called Quickly Turn Your Kitchen into an Oasis of Vitality. It's $19.99. Minimal investment for a huge investment in your health and in your family's health. So I'm going to wrap it up. I got done pretty early, but I'm like Joe Friday, just the facts.
Thank you, Dr. Hester. So does anybody have questions? There's a lot of good information, and it's so much there that you said that, we just do on a daily basis, right? And don't even think twice about. So yeah. Questions? Go ahead, Janae.
Hey, love the overview.
Thank you.
I was trying to pay close attention, but I got a little distracted. Did you talk anything about, or will you have in your information stuff about microwave food or warming up your food? I know you talked about the way that we cook it. Any thoughts about microwaving food?
I don't remember. I think I have that in there, but it was short, and I'll just tell you. The information varies as far as microwaving. I don't microwave. One of my kids does sometimes, but I personally don't like microwaving. Especially, you definitely don't want to microwave with plastic, because then you're just melting all this junk to get in your body. Never do that. And of course, you never microwave with anything metal. My brother told me a long time ago about this study where they microwave water and they use regular water. The microwave water they put on plants. They also put the regular water on plants. And the water that was not microwaved produced healthier plants. I don't like chemicals. I don't like artificial stuff, period. I'm a vegetarian. I go organic when I can, or at least I read the labels and I minimize the junk. And so the most natural ways to cook to me, are the best ways. And, the temperature. One thing I will say, I'm microwaving is in here because I do remember one part. As far as the cooking methods, losing minerals and vitamins and so forth, some studies are showing that, that's one of the better ways. I'm still not convinced. I personally just don't like to microwave. That's just my personal preference, and I've read studies on both ends of the spectrum.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, Dr. Ivanka.
Hello, good evening.
Hey there, how are you?
Good, how are you? And thank you for such great information. You mentioned the trans fats and butter and things like that. Is it any better because there's lots now, I'm starting to make a lot of things, from scratch on my own to eliminate a lot of the preservatives and things like that. One of the things that I was going to try to do, because it's not difficult, is butter. I was going to make butter. Does that make a difference or not? If you make that instead of buying it.
I made homemade butter with my girls once. I seriously doubt that it makes any difference because you can buy organic butter. So I don't think that is significant as far as the trans fats. And something else that's important is food manufacturers can say no trans fats if an item has less than, I think, 0.5, I forgot the unit of trans fat. So you can have a food with trans fat, but legally they can say it doesn't have any if it's below a certain threshold.
I understood. And I don't use a lot of butter, but when I do like it. And I've stopped, I haven't bought margarine in years. And now I'm just trying to be a little bit more conscious because the preservatives are in everything. And even the stuff that's supposed to be vegan, I don't eat the fake meat and all that kind of stuff. Either because that has as much calories sometimes as much as,
It can.
yeah,
It absolutely can.
yeah. Okay, but thank you so much.
Let me say this before you go.
Mhm.
If you get like some organic rice paper and there's this wheat gluten, you can message me. I can give you the message me. I give you the recipe, but you can make these wonderful sausages. Um, they're only like 3 ingredients that you put in it. You're like a cup of vegetable broth, a cup of the wheat gluten, and it's a quarter cup of it's not cornmeal, but it's something, I'm kind of blanking on it now. But you can put all that together, your spices in, roll it up in your rice paper, and it's like a sausage. Everything's organic, and it is incredible. I just haven't made it in a while, so I'm blanking on that last ingredient. But get in touch with me, and I'll go down and look at my pantry.
Okay, I shall. I'm gonna message you.
Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
All right, Ron, I will. Okay, there you go.
Oh, Kathy. Hey man, what a triple threat tonight. We had Kathy and Dr. Stan and um, James Moneypenny. Man, what a triple threat. But Doctor, great presentation tonight.
Thank you.
I'm so happy and grateful that I stuck around and listened to it. I'm definitely going to buy your course. What's your take on coffee and what's your take on olive oil?
Let's start with olive oil. It's liquid gold. The extra virgin olive oil, I love it. I sometimes I just make up stuff to dip in olive oil. Olive oil is really good for you. There's a lot of data out there on olive oil. The Mediterranean diet, is great, but extra virgin olive oil, it's a staple in my house. My kids, my husband, you can even get flavored olive oil. And actually, I think its emblem is the brand that I have, and I think I have some in this course. When I was preparing something using olive oil. And you said coffee. I have to admit, when I wake up in the morning, I've got to have my coffee. It makes the difference. Studies differ, but what I will say is there have been several studies out there showing that coffee drinkers have a health advantage. There are some saying that they don't, that there have been studies on everything from prostate health to overall longevity. So I'm a coffee drinker. Um, I love my coffee.
That's great to hear. I love the olive oil too, and there are some really great flavored ones. I have in my house. I have a Meyer lemon, an orange, a citrus.
Orange, I bet that's good.
Oh, it's really good, especially on a salad, right? It's just,
Wow.
it just makes everything pop. And what's the other one? Oh, a roasted garlic. A roasted
That's what
garlic.
I have. I have roasted garlic. I'm
Yeah.
gonna try orange. That would be perfect on a salad because I
Yeah,
like
it
that.
really is. When you
Bit
put some
citrus.
citrus on it, no, it's wonderful. Yeah. And coffee too. That's always good. All right,
Absolutely.
Casey. Here you are. Gotta get off of mute. There you go.
Off of mute. So good to hear. Thank you for your presentation, and I'm going to take this course as well. I
Thank
want to
you.
know about seed oils. I hear a lot about different seed oils. So avocado oil and sesame oil, those are the ones that I kind of defer to. And definitely canola oil is out and the vegetable oils. And then the other question I have is about air fryers.
As far as seed oil, black seed oil is certainly good. The seed oils, what I would say is they're different. Just read the labels to see, the caloric content and just to see if they're adding anything to it. The only oils that I really avoid like the plague are the tropical oils. Coconut oil is full of saturated fats. You may as well be eating a double cheeseburger from McDonald's.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That being said, I have a huge thing of coconut oil. You can use coconut oil in the kitchen. You can use it on your hair, your skin.
Right.
So I use it every place except the kitchen.
Okay.
The palm oils, that's the tropical oil. So I would just avoid tropical oils.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
other oils certainly are not as concerning. And when you get to the extra virgin olive oil, it's like liquid gold. It's great.
Okay. All right. And then air
Or
fryers.
air fryers. I have an air fryer and
Yeah.
I prefer, air fryers. I like how you get that crispy, taste with
Right.
air fryers and with just a tiny bit of oil.
Yeah.
So, I personally like air fryers.
Yeah. Yeah. We got rid of our microwave. It was
Mhm.
funny because I got rid of it and I had put it in the garage and then we were going to get rid of it. And the people who in my house put it back in the kitchen. And I'm
Mhm.
like, wait a minute, we're getting rid of this. They were like, oh, we thought you were cleaning it out for something. I'm like, no, we're done with it. So it's been about 7 years now that we haven't had that. And we started using the air fryer, which it's a lot more refreshing and easy to use. So
Let
thank
me,
you.
at the risk of being an infomercial queen, as my husband calls me, I use this new wave, it's
Oh
NUWAVE.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, I buy them. Sometimes I buy two in case it breaks. I can go down to the basement and get
Okay.
another. It
Okay.
saves on electricity. You put it in, I think it's like 350 degrees. Your food gets ready so much quicker. I've gone from the freezer when I used to eat chicken, frozen chicken. I put it in the new wave with the olive oil and the seasoning. I think I turned around 26. And then I went to the table, so I didn't have to thought. So the technology may have changed somewhat because I've been using New Wave for so long and I stopped eating
Okay.
meat. But I love the New Wave. It
Okay.
doesn't
Yeah,
get
my cousin
extremely
has a
hot, but
new
it
wave.
works fast.
I have the Ninja, but my cousin has a new wave. She bought it when her microwave conked out, and I talked her into getting a air fryer instead. So thank you.
Sure.
Casey, Joyce.
Yes, thank you. Great information here.
Joyce, thank you.
Truffle oil. And I just read recently, no drinking water out of the plastic bottles.
I can't address truffle oils because I haven't personally researched it. The plastic bottles, I don't touch them. Um, the thought of all these chemicals getting into, the bloodstream, just think about how cheap those bottles are. I mean, there are certain places, I think, some places you can go, it's $1 for the bottle, the water, the labor, the transportation, everything to get it to the store is $1. And that says a lot about the quality of the container. So what I do is I use, I'm a kombucha sort of gal. So I sometimes I use this or I got my organic milk. I kept, this container. So I drink out of glass. I refuse. Even if we're going on a walk in the park, I'm going to take my stainless steel water bottle. I refuse to do that because, and it was scary to see a picture of these microplastics in brain tissue. We don't have to do that. There's so much more, so many other options. And that's the sort of thing I talk about under storage, the healthy storage part of the course. And there are other things that you can store your foods in that you don't have to worry about the leaching.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, anybody else? We have time for probably one more question. All right, well, then we'll wrap it up. Dr. Ann, thank you so much.
Thank you all. I really
Always
appreciate you
great
taking the time.
information. We love it. And so we'll check out that course and lots of good ideas and great information. So thanks again.
Thank you.
Oh, you have so many wonderful courses, so come back again and join us in another couple of
I'm
weeks.
working on another one on weight
Awesome.
loss and putting diabetes into remission. I just need to finish up some research and I'll be back.
Oh, that'll be great. Very relevant too.
All
So
right.
thank you so much. And
Okay.
now I'll turn it back over to James, who's going to hand it over to Dr. Ivanka.
James there?
Is he there? Well, he needs to stop the recording. That's the problem. So otherwise they'll just bleed together. So
Oh,
yeah,
here,
that's what Sandra does each time is she stops the one recording and starts the
okay.
new one. Yeah.
Let's text him.
Or let's see, who else is a co-host? Jamae, but I don't think you can do it. Yeah, I think it has to be the host.
Yeah, I think it does.
I mean, it's not the end of the world. We can continue on, and what'll happen is Sandra can slice the video in two when she gets it, but then it's a little bit more work on her part, but we can do that. Let's see, James, are you texting him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's just see if we get him back. Everything else is in place because Jamae is a co-host and
Yeah, we got a couple of minutes, so hopefully.
yeah, let's see if he comes back and he needs to stop the recording. Let me see. I can stop the recording, but I don't, but you want to start it again so it goes to
Yeah, and there's no way to make me the host to do that, or that has to be
the
James.
host has to make you a co-host.
Uh-huh.
Host. Yep.
So we might need to keep it going just in case. She'll just have to split it up in editing.
Yeah, I text James as well, so he should be coming back.
Okay.
Yeah, I was looking at all the controls I have and all of the ones I don't have. So there's a lot I don't have. The key ones you need are the ones I don't have. I can't make you a co-host. I can't, I know I can stop the recording, but we could do that. We could stop it. It just won't go to YouTube, but or we could just, we're talking, this is a great place to cut it when they get the recording back. It'll just be one large one and then Sandra will know to slice it in the middle. For those of you who are just joining us, we are pausing here between our course spotlight and Dr. Ivanka's presentation. We're hoping that James will come on and make the transfer, but if not, I think why don't you go ahead and
Yeah,
get
we
your
can
presentation up.
keep going. And were you able to make me a co-host?
No, that has to be the host. The co-host controls don't allow that.
Okay, will it allow me to share my screen?
Yes, you can share your screen.
Okay.
Because the meeting, the Zoom settings are set up that anyone can share their screen. So you're
Okay,
good
great.
there.
Okay, so let's do that. And then I'll start. We're just gonna rock and roll. How about that?
We'll just roll with it. It'll all work.
That way we can keep time.
There you go. And it's all yours.
All right, wonderful. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining our presentation on Intro to the Great Discovery for online content creators or online course creators. My name is Dr. Ivanka, if you are not familiar with me. But what we are here to do this evening is to empower as many of the 8.1 billion people on the planet to achieve great exploits and get their life-changing messages out to the masses all over the world. If you are on this particular presentation, I know that you have a global vision, and you'll be happy to know that we have something that is going to help you leverage the very thing that you have, that you've been called to do, to have a platform to be able to carry your message wherever needed. So if you are an experienced course creator, maybe you have courses already on other platforms and you're really looking to see what the Great Discovery has to offer, what you're gonna love what we have here, because you don't have to stop what's already working for you. This is just going to enhance. It works great in tandem to what you're doing. And you're also, if you're looking to make a switch to port things over as a standalone platform, the Great Discovery works amazing as well. If you are inexperienced, you have a global vision, and you know that you want to get into online course creation, or you're at least curious about it, but you have no idea where to start, or even how to do it. And the thought of it might even overwhelm you a little bit. Not to worry, because we have something for you as well. We have resources that will enable you to create a course from scratch, a binge-worthy course that will enable you to be able to get your life-changing messages out to the masses as well. So over the next 30 minutes or so, you're going to discover a true global reach platform for coaches, consultants, teachers, and service providers. You're going to see how to break barriers of competition, language distance, and revenue while using AI to create content that attracts clients, because we want to attract clients, and automatically generates global revenue and royalties, while joining a network of promoters that sell your courses and offers for you so that you don't have to do it all alone. I'm going to show you a brief demonstration of me speaking multiple languages so that you can see the power of the tools that's available here on the Great Discovery. Keep in mind that I only speak English. Hello, my name is Dr. Ivanka Firabi. I'm a speaker, a coach, an internationally best-selling author, and I'm a television host. I'm always looking for more effective ways to expand my reach internationally. I'm so grateful to have partnered with The Great Discovery. It's a transformative way of thinking, not only to aid in your great success, which it will, but also to help expand your reach. It offers a platform so that you can get your life-changing messages out to the masses internationally. And they're going to help you do it. Come on aboard. Hallo, mein Name ist Dr. Ivanka Ferabi. Ich bin Sprecherin, Coach, internationale Bestseller-Autorin und Fernsehmoderatorin. Bonjour, mon nom est Dr. Ivanka Ferabi. Je suis un conférencier, un coach, un auteur à succès international, et je suis un animateur de télévision. Konnichiwa, watashi wa Dr. Ivanka Ferabi desu. Speaker, coach, bestseller sakka, television shikai desu. Habari, jina langu ni Daktari Ivanka Firavi. Ni msemaji, kocha, mwandishi anayeuza sana kimataifa na mtangazaji wa TV. 你好，我的名字是博士 Ivanka Ferabi。我是一个演讲者、教练、国际畅销书作者，也是一个电视主持人。Hola, mi nombre es Dr. Ivanka Ferabi. Soy orador, entrenador, autor de éxito internacional y presentador de televisión. So as you can see, that technology is absolutely second to none. It's incredible. My lips were perfectly synced. That was my voice. The voice matching and tonation is top notch. That is what the Great Discovery is offering to you as well. To be able to effectively communicate with anyone around the world in 147 language capabilities that we have available to you. And this platform is marketed in 200 countries. So there's 3 ways to engage with the Great Discovery. You can engage as a course creator or a service business. You may not be necessarily interested in course creation just yet, but you love to learn, and you can most certainly do so. You can learn from all the top experts all over the world and pretty much any subject because of what's available on the Great Discovery. You may believe in the movement of the Great Discovery and say, you know what, I think I can make some pretty good money selling the courses of other people. You can do that as an affiliate promoter with the Great Discovery. You can do all three if you desire to, or you can choose. It just depends on the business model that you want to develop for yourself with this platform. And by the way, as a course creator, becoming an affiliate is absolutely free of charge. So as a course creator or service business, you can get your message and content and offers to nearly every country. Others promote your content for you so that you don't have to. And it is a system that brings you orders, not just leads. So when someone purchases your course, you'll get all the intel on that particular client so that you can continue your business relationship with that individual. So it's pretty amazing. And just like that, your courses and offers are promoted everywhere, not just in your state or even just in your country, but all over the world in 200 countries with 147 languages at your fingertips. So, why was there a need for the Great Discovery? Because there was a need, and particularly for people with global visions that want to reach the masses. So, in trying to figure out how to get that done effectively, there was some research done with the conventional e-learning models that are already on the market because there are plenty of them. There's only 4 mentioned on this slide: Kajabi, Udemy, Teachable, and School. But there are plenty of more where that comes from, and they all pretty much work the same. I personally was looking into Thinkific. Thinkific is a great platform, but it was going to cost me $150 a month just to have my course live on the Thinkific platform. I hadn't sold any courses. I didn't know how I was going to sell any courses. And I was going to be in the red paying that $150 a month until I could figure it out. And so I more than likely was going to have to hire sales and marketing to do it. So one of the limitations of the conventional e-learning platforms that are available is that the course content is posted in the native language only. So if you have a global vision, this can be a challenge. Any translations are subtitled or they are dubbed in, like a karate movie where you see the lips moving and then the action is doing something else. That can be very distracting for a learner. And like I just mentioned before, the creator content is typically displayed on these platforms, but not promoted. So you need to be an expert salesperson yourself in order to be successful. The thing that's not mentioned on this slide too, say you are a great at sales, or you finally gotten a team together and you built funnels that are finally working for you. And you finally got people who are finding you on the web. You have a course on Udemy or Kajabi, and it's great because now people can finally, they know where you are so that they can consider purchasing your course. Well, guess what? Learners love to learn. So what do? When you refer with your blood, sweat, and tears, they get over to the site. They're looking at your course, but they're also looking to see what other great things that they can purchase and they can learn on the site. And guess what? If they purchase the course of another content creator, that you didn't create that course, you don't get anything for that lead. That is a free lead to Udemy or Kajabi. And so the Great Discovery looked at all of these different limitations, and I think you'll agree that they've come up with some wonderful solutions. So what are some advantages of monetized e-learning with the Great Discovery? First is going to be your translation capabilities. I've mentioned several times that there's 147 languages that's available to you. So whatever market you might have to communicate with any aspect of the world, the Great Discovery can help you do that very effectively and efficiently. Also, the courses and content are actively promoted and sold for you by affiliates in up to 200 countries. And this is unique to the model of the Great Discovery, and that this is the primary way to help you have an army of people selling courses like yours and mine, and they're financially incentivized to do so. And so you're not doing all the heavy lifting by yourself in terms of getting courses sold. And again, as I mentioned before, new customers are not only referred as leads, but they're sent to you with your orders so that you have all the information that you need to continue your business relationship. So let's look at the broad range of course categories on the Great Discovery. This right here is just a snapshot. It's not a complete list by any means. the categories go on and on. And by the way, if you have a course but you don't see your category, our support team can take a look at your case and they'll create, if it's necessary, create a new category for you. So let's look at what you can learn on the Great Discovery just from this snapshot. There's plenty that you can learn. You can learn about beauty and style. You can learn about parenting and publishing. You can learn about pets. If you know physicians and accountants and attorneys, maybe people who like that, who need CME or CE credits to continue to support their licensure, the platform accommodates for that. If you have kids, there's wonderful